Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And with us from the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Dennis Schroeder.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
And the starting group for the Spurs. We've got Money, Paul out there with Wall, then it's Zach LaVine, and it's Wembanyama in at the 4. And for Brooklyn, the forward spots will be Bridges and Johnson. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Thomas, and it's Claxton in at the center. Well, Richard, the trade deadline is passed. Is that a sigh of relief for a lot of the guys in the league?
Now, it depends on your situation. If you're happy, that deadline can't pass fast enough. If you're unhappy and still in the same place, these last few weeks are rough.
And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. Wembanyama passes to Paul. Gonzalez, that's good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Up top, Claxton. Left side, Gonzalez. Thien passes to Gonzalez. And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
And Cameron Thomas picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Team 7.
Here's Gonzalez. Good. Nice job down low. Gonzalez has got his second bucket of the game to go.
One reason LaVine has been an all-star, Zach can be the playmaker or the scorer.
Boy, Brooklyn GA did all they could to assemble a championship team, and look what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, you take your swings in this league, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you have to retool, and they still have some good players to build around.
They're finding every shot they've wanted so far a perfect 3 of 3 to start the game.
The Spurs come into this one following a loss to the Magic in Orlando.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
Yeah, they weren't doing themselves any favors missing all those free throws. You could sense the frustration mounting as the game went on.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
To the paint. Looking to end the run. And he lays it up and in.
And that ends the struggle. You could feel the tensions in the building with each miss.
Yeah, not the start that they wanted, but maybe that basket was all they needed to get into a little bit of a rhythm.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Down low, here's Johnson, and the slam dunk by Johnson.
Really seems like everyone in the league can elevate these days, and Johnson, well, he's no exception.
Gonzalez down low. Claxton covering. Gonzalez, that's good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Inside, here's Thomas. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Gonzalez, lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor, 7 for 7.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Bridges outside. It's Thomas on the wing. Jacks up a 3. Drills it from outside. Thomas got 5.
Well, he is looking confident Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the first one drops. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Bridges, no one around him. And the Nets, another 3.
This demonstrates how confident Bridges has become. Knows he has a green light to fire away.
With 1 on the clock, no shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They lead by 4. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for San Antonio.
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
You know, Richard, this is not just your job. You're a huge fan of basketball. So, that being said, who is your favorite player to watch?
Back in the day, it was David Robinson. He was my very, very first favorite player, and I actually got to play against him in his last game that he ever played in the NBA Finals when they beat us. But right now, it's probably Steph Curry, Jokic, LeBron. I love guys that just play the game in such a beautiful, unique way. As a fan, that's my favorite.
So with Paul on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Norman Powell is out there with Sharge. Then it's Kevon Looney. Then it's Zach LaVine. And it's Sohan in at the point. Now here's Simmons. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. In the corner, Finney Smith with it. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. San Antonio leading. Here's LaVine. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Agile play by LaVine, finding his way around the contact to get a shot.
And Wagner's got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
A somewhat surprising split. One team made the playoffs and the other was lottery bound.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Hey, Richard, as a former Spur, what strikes you most about the character of the franchise?
Well, there's a stability there in San Antonio that you don't find in other teams. That's part of the reason why I didn't fit in well. As a player or a fan, you can have the confidence that this organization has a solid plan.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. The Nets have been forced to pivot from their star-crossed super team era. The what-ifs are fading into the rearview mirror. Now it's people like Mikal Bridges that are going to form the next new era. And rest assured, this team has dug its way out of far worse. With the draft assets and two-way talent on their roster, their aim is to remain competitive. Kevin?
And I think they are. David, thank you for the report. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Sharp. Johnson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for Bridges. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Simmons. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Wagner finds Schroeder. A three-pointer off the mark. Spurs leading by 8. Gonzalez with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Gonzalez, that's good.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. And it's the Spurs ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gonzalez has got the lead up to 12 now for the Spurs.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Here's Thomas. Rejected by Gonzalez. 1 second separate in the shot clock and game clock. Over Thomas. And another basket for San Antonio.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
The pass to Claxton. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. And it goes down 2 points. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
And with that basket right there, it brings an end to that 12-0 run by San Antonio.
Here's Gonzalez. 2 points. That one goes.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. Back to the action in just a minute.
Did you miss us? Stupid question. Of course you did. And we missed you. And tonight we kick off with our mid-season focus on power rankings.
Well, right now for the Spurs, not much movement from them up or down, which isn't a bad thing. They've just shown force in their conference.
Yeah, they've established themselves as one of the premier teams. Marching towards that finish line, they're hoping to build on what they've done so far.
And back to the matchup at hand. Everything has been going smoothly for the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, I mean, it's easy to see why they're up big. They know how to use their size, their athleticism to wear their opponent down. And you look at their rebounding numbers, it's incredible.
Showing a lot of this and this.
Ooh.
And another one.
Whoa, you've been
and
working
2
out.
biceps at once.
Wow.
I'm tired.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Money.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. The post tandem, it's Johnson and Claxton. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Thomas, and it's Bridges in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Spurs leading by 12. And intriguing to see how the Nets have recovered since the departures of Harden Kyrie, and Katie. Richard, they had grand plans. It just didn't work out.
They're picking up the pieces, and we've seen them do this before. The title window may be closed for now, but this team knows how to build their way back.
And that's a foul called on Money. That is his first foul of the game.
15.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. A quick break in the action now. Let's check out the fiercest shot swatters in the league. Well, you look at Claxton, an intimidating defender, third in the league.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Chris Paul is on the back nine of what will be a Hall of Fame career, but he's not ready to hang it up. Just yet. He said, I don't know if I can ever retire because the emotional roller coaster that you go on during a game, for real, there's nothing like it. His love of the game has never been in question, Kevin. Back to you.
Yeah, you're right, David. Never in question. Hey, thanks for that story. Rejected by Gonzalez. Makes it off the glass. Gonzalez has got 30.
12 coming from inside the paint.
To the inside, Bridges. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
And Bridges continues to be more adept at picking up fouls. Such a clever offensive player.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
And he makes the first.
Since being given more responsibility, Bridges has really blossomed and wants to continue getting better.
Powell, he's jacked in for the Spurs. Both free throws good from Bridges.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Ball finds Levine. And here's Gonzalez. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Gotta applaud the defensive effort. It's not easy to stop him getting in the lane like that.
Greg, here we are watching Claxton. Who does he remind you of?
You know, Kevin, defensively, he looks a lot like AD out there. Similar builds. And Claxton can also handle the ball a little bit. Just want to see if this guy can develop an ability to play facing up to the basket.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And that one is good. Bridges has got 9 points.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
Here's Gonzalez, played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 16.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Shoots from the line. Rebound, San Antonio.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the layup is good. 36 points for Money.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Here's Thomas. He's got 5 on the wing. Johnson. Here's Bridges, rejected by Gonzalez.
The work ethic of Bridges is really special. You see it on the defensive end of the floor especially.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection. and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
There wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter, they've got Levine. Victor Wembanyama is out there with money, and it's Wall, and it's Paul in at the 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
You got to be impressed with how assertive they are on offense, continuing to cut hard to the rim time and time again.
And tonight we've also seen a lot of great play from them inside. They've been consistent in terms of attacking the interior of this D.
Schroeder against Wall. Thomas gets a wide open look. Off target from outside. Spurs leading by 21. Thomas with the steal.
Spurs foul. Gonzalez, his third personal foul. First team foul. At the line, shooting for Brooklyn. Dennis Schroeder.
That's good from Schroeder. And one thing that came from this new CBA GA, mandatory participation in the NBA Draft Combine.
Yeah, more equal access for teams to study various prospects. Player agents can't keep teams in the dark like in the past. That makes for a more level playing field.
Now here's Johnson. They double him with Wembanyama. And it's Johnson that time on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 5 assists in the game. And it's Paul with the ball for the Spurs. They lead by 17. And that one, good.
The basketball genius of Paul in action, finding those chances to set his guys up.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And RJ, don't you feel like the leadership of Chris Paul still will play a factor?
No matter who his teammates are at any given moment, there's no question who's running the show. Paul knows how to make any 5-man group look like a cohesive unit, Greg.
Let's hear it for team.
Claxton the pass to Johnson. .153 left in the fourth quarter. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Back to Schroeder. Johnson in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Yep, that one goes. Johnson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Beautiful stroke from Johnson, even on the quick shot.
San Antonio calls timeout. They lead by 17. 1:43 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Gonzalez. Driving inside. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
.139 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Schroeder against Wall. Here's Claxton, and he goes in for the dunk.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for San Antonio.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Money.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim. And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
Gonzalez with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Back to Gonzalez. And that comes off the assist by Levine. Gonzalez has got 49 points in the game. And Paul over to help. Johnson right side. And stolen by Wembanyama. Here's Paul. Finished off the break.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy
on another team's floor. Look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Thomas outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
That is just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
And another one. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Zach. There's been some tough losses of late, but tonight you got the win. How resilient is your group?
You got to be a pro. You know, you got to come out here and do what we got to do our job. And, you know, we find out we had to get this win. We got to stop losing these games so we can win. And, you know, we got to get back on track.
Well, this is step one, man, in that process. So congrats. Back to you.
Thank you for that, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching as we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Money.